Welcome back to our city. I am pleased to be joined by Miss Samantha Verjoost, who was a 2016 Miss U.S. International. Samantha, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, what is Miss U.S. International?
Okay, so I'm actually Miss New Jersey U.S. International.
Right.
Which means that I am representing the state of New Jersey for the year of 2016. And then in June, which is the national competition, I'll be competing against the other competing states for the Miss U.S. International.
And where is that held?
In Florida, Orlando, Florida, this June.
You get to go to Disney World.
Yes, I do, which I'm very excited about.
You ever been there?
I have.
Okay.
So it's pretty much going back and enjoying while also winning the title because I don't go out there to lose.
Now, Samantha, you were on the show before.
Yes, I was.
As a senior at Benedictine Academy, correct?
Yes, correct.
And tell us, you were extremely active on an issue about an advocate against human trafficking. Are you still involved in it?
I am. Since the last time we've been on your show, a lot has happened. We've met with the head of the Drug and Crime Department at the United Nations. We went down to United Nations again when Ashley Judd was there presenting her issues on human trafficking, which was an amazing experience. We've been to the New Jersey Assembly House down in Trenton, Morristown Human Trafficking Day, where we introduced the 5x5 rule, which is a prevention program that Linda Machowski and the Globe Changers of Benedictine Academy started, which is 5 prevention rules for students to kind of notice and see when they can possibly be in danger.
And it's oftentimes, the society as a whole doesn't pay attention to it unless one of their loved ones is scooped up.
Exactly. And especially for me, the reason why I got into it was the cocoa industry. I am a big chocolate lover. And to know that over 100,000 child slave laborers in the Ivory Coast is working on our cocoa beans that are for us, for our Hershey's or Nestle or whatever our favorite chocolate is, to know that they're suffering when the cocoa industry is over $1 billion industry. How can it be? It makes no sense. So for me, it makes me passionate about it because I can't imagine seeing my little ones suffering like the children they're suffering.
So you're going to college now?
Yes.
Where are you going? College
of St. Elizabeth.
And what are you studying?
Foods and nutrition with a minor in chemistry.
And how did you plan to pursue your education, I would imagine, after this?
Yes. So either osteopathic medicine school or med school. I eventually want to become a physiatrist in sports medicine.
Good for you. That's ambitious.
Yes.
And you're going to do it.
Yes, of course.
Of course. So there's always a notion that pageants are only judged based on appearance. So what are your thoughts on this, and what advice would you give to other young girls who may be looking to compete in some pageants?
Well, first, when people say that pageants is about appearance, I guess it depends on how you look at it. Yes, it is appearance, how you represent yourself on the stage. If you can show that you're confident enough in yourself. A judge is not going to look, oh, she's too light, she's too dark, her curls too loose or kinky. It's about how you're going to represent yourself. So for people who are not a part of pageants, who don't understand that it's not just about the glitz and the glam, they don't see the benefits of a pageant. Every child is going to have to go through an interview process. You're going to go through a lot of interviews before you get the job that you would like to be at. And pageants, it helps you with your interview skills, stage presence, understanding that you can be confident and love yourself no matter what, if it's in a bathing suit, if it's not in a bathing suit. So for those who are thinking of pageants, I say go ahead and do it, because for me to understand how I was when I was first a child having self-esteem issues, and then growing up, I would have never thought of competing in a pageant. And then on top of that, winning a pageant and representing the state of New Jersey. I always looked up and dreamed to be that pageant queen, and I am that pageant queen because I wanted to represent myself as not the shy, insecure, low self-esteem child, but as one who can overcome the issues and become better person.
Now, in this pageant you compete in, did you compete in swimsuits and
yes.
evening gown? And,
yes, and interview.
And talent and interview?
Yes.
And talent or just an interview?
For this pageant, no, there is no talent required, no.
Okay. Well, there is talent required.
Yes, there is talent, but no singing and dancing.
But your interview, And
Yes.
you won an award when you were at Benedictine Academy. You won the speaking award.
Yes,
That's
you
named after-
presented me the public speaking award.
I did.
Yes.
And so there is a talent here. It's speaking.
Yes.
So, and how did you do? How do you think you did in each of the competitions? I mean, did they tell you did well in swimsuit or well in an evening gown or well in? Did they actually tell you how you did, or just the overall? Hey, you won.
So my first pageant, which was National American Miss, I did that after I graduated high school. Now that was my very first pageant. I didn't know anything. I had a prom dress and I said, hey, why not? Let's go ahead and do it. After the competition, they actually send you the judge's score sheet. And they tell you in each category, and then they'll even comment, okay, in this area, this is what we thought you can improve in, which to me was very helpful because we don't see ourselves when we're speaking, when we're walking, when we're doing whatever. So for another person to tell us, okay, here's something that I think you can improve in, I think it's a tremendous help.
So it's like coaches and stuff.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you have a platform. Is your platform human trafficking, or what is your platform?
It is. That's my biggest platform. But a couple years ago, after going to college and majoring in foods and nutrition, childhood obesity is another one that I've really gotten to love just because it hits close to home with my siblings and how they see themselves as far as weight-wise. So childhood obesity, tackling that is something that I'm passionate about. I actually started programs.
Well, you're in good shape. Did you ever have that issue as a young kid?
No. That wasn't an issue for me, but seeing, my siblings struggle with it and friends and family struggling with the idea of weight, it kind of called me to do something about it. So I've been going to local middle schools and elementary schools and talking
Really?
about
Special.
Yes,
That's special.
programs called Go Slow Whoa. So there's like dance and rap. Go foods are foods you can eat. Slow foods are foods you can eat, but try not to eat. And the whoa foods are foods that you should limit.
Well, Michelle Obama got into this too, right?
Yes, she is. Oh my God, Michelle Obama is amazing because that's really what her platform is, childhood obesity, and her thing is about dancing it off. So working out, but using a form of dance as a workout.
Okay, so tell me about some of the other things you do besides pageants in school. Any sports or anything else? Or?
I was on the swim team.
Were you?
Yes, in college. And it's a funny story because I learned how to swim literally the year before I joined the swim team.
How does that happen? And then you make the swim team in 1 year?
At the local YMCA in Madison, that's where I learned to swim. And then the following year, I was like, you know what, let me just join the swim team. And I had a blast. It was amazing. Even though, I wasn't that fast.
No, but you competed.
Yes, I competed. I went to swim meets and I competed. And I did really well. In my eyes, I did really well.
Right.
But it was.
But you weren't winning any crowns.
No, I wasn't winning anything there.
But it was a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie among the teammates, right?
Yes.
So how do you find the time to do it? You must be a great time manager.
I'd like to think I'm a great time manager.
But you're always frazzled.
Yes, right. I think I extend my days like 36 hours instead of a normal 24, since I work overnight, go to school during the day, and I'm in New Jersey.
When you say you work overnight, what is that? What hours?
11 to 7.
You work at 11 night to 7 in the morning?
Yes.
Where?
At the Westminster Hotel in Livingston.
Oh, yeah,
as
nice
a
place.
night auditor, yes.
As a night auditor?
Yes.
And then you go to...
And then I go to class.
And so when do you find time to sleep?
In the middle of all that.
In the middle of all that?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you, that's some schedule to keep. You have to meet my daughter because she thinks sleeping entails an awful lot of time as opposed to very little time. Were you a big sleeper in high school?
Yes.
So it's changed
I was a
somewhat.
napper. Yeah.
Oh, you were a napper, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I love naps.
So in June, if you win the Nationals and become Miss U.S. International,
yes.
What is your plan then?
Then I'll represent the state of the United States in Tokyo in the fall against 90 other competing countries, which is very exciting. Tokyo is definitely on my list of places to visit, and it'll be a great place to visit as the title holder of Miss U.S. International.
So do you have to prepare? What do you do between now and June when you compete? I mean, do you practice your speaking? Do you practice? You don't. Do you know the question that's going to be asked of you, or not really?
No,
No, and not even the subject.
no. They kind of formulate questions based off of a final bio that you submit to the judges, but you never know what questions are going to be asked. Some questions
Nor
are
the
so
subject
bizarre.
matter?
Yes. You don't know. Some questions are so bizarre. Like, what is a question that you've never been asked that you would like to answer? A random question like that you can be asked on the spot.
So you have to fill out a questionnaire and say that?
Well, in the judge's form, they'll ask you that question, and then you give your question and then your answer. And during the interview, they can either ask you that question or formulate a new question based off of your response.
Oh, wow. So I guess it would be pretty special for you.
Yes.
Your title is Miss New Jersey. You're also helping the community. Tell us about how.
Well, of course, like I said,
trafficking.
with the human trafficking awareness, making sure other people are aware of what's going on. It's not only outside of this country that this horrific events are happening. It's in our own backyard. Every day, if you pick up a newspaper, you can hear of stories where raids happen and police officers getting involved and undercover agents getting involved and human trafficking and sex slavery and child slavery. I like to think that I'm very hopeful that we can live in a world where no one's going to be trafficked, but of course it's a long stretch, but if everybody can understand and be aware of what's going on, then change could start being made. Like Hershey's, last time on the show, we were talking about how the chocolate companies were kind of giving us a little
have a good
pushback.
memory, Samantha.
Yes, they were giving us a little pushback about signing the petition, but now all the chocolate companies sign that by 2020, all of their chocolate will be fair trade. So I'm waiting by 2020 that all their chocolate
Pageants
will
are
be fair
expensive.
trade.
How do you manage?
Sponsorship,
Oh, you do?
yes.
You got to go out and get them.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Local businesses, old schools, family, friends, coworkers, anyone who's willing to sponsor.
You got a GoFundMe page or something like that?
Yes, I actually do.
What is it?
It is Samantha Frazier's Miss New Jersey U.S. International.
Okay. And what would you tell little girls who want to do stuff like this?
To first know their why. I know my why. My why was to not be that same little insecure, self-esteem little girl, and to be a model to my younger siblings that no matter what you do or no matter what you want, you can go achieve for it. So if you dream it, you achieve it. You dream it, you go out there and you go get it, because no one else is going to go get it for you. So if pageants is something where you want to be the queen, make sure you do it for the right reasons. Mine is my platform, my family, myself. What is your why?
Samantha, I want to thank you for taking the time on the show this evening, and we wish you lots of luck in the June competition.
Thank you.
All right? For Samantha Frajust and Chris Lisi, I'm Chris Bolwage. We'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.
Why do we like it here? Let's just say the reasons are diverse. Kean University.